Yo, we live. You're now listening to volume 177 of the Bucketup podcast. Here with your boy Ty Doyle, aka DJ Buttersauce, aka Ty Lante, aka your mom called me over to watch Dune with her. And I'm here as always with the homie, the kid JB. Was good.
Yo, it's me, the kid JB. Could have been right last week, aka Mr. Told You So. Not because I'm always right, but when I'm right, I tend to tell you so. Mr. On the plane, off the plane, back on the plane, just to get off the plane. Coming home from New York. You know what I'm saying? I'm back. And you know what I'm saying? I'm well nourished because I had, I don't know, maybe 37 pizza slices. But yeah, it's me. And I'm happy to be here. Puff Armstrong in the building, legally, medically, legally in New York. Back home smoking legal, like Drake says. Legally in Arizona, medically, because I got my card. And I'm vaccinated with the proof. So we out here living good. So how you doing, son?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. You know how it is. Just living life, taking every day one at a time. Daddied up, over daddying and undersleeping, I guess. I don't know.
That's what the OD stands for, over daddying.
I guess. But yeah,
Daddy butter in the house.
Yeah, we chilling, bro.
That's cool, bro. It's good to see you, man, after touching down after almost like a month out. You know, we had some breaks in the wave. I was back home in New York, as spoken on. I got sick, which, negatively speaking, didn't have COVID, aka Novid. And I'm good after I think what I caught was maybe just the travel bug, bro.
I don't know what it's like. Is that just a cold? Like,
yeah.
Is it, like, why would people? We got like there's a virus that only chills on airplanes or some shit. Like that's their territory. They be
if
bossing
they
up
did,
with
it'd be Spirit and Frontier. There's definitely travel bug.
I feel like if you get sick on a Spirit or Frontier flight, you can't even get mad. Like that's part of the cost.
Yeah,
like,
it's in the disclaimer.
It's like, hey, bro, high risk of catching something, bro. Because trust me, these filters ain't filtering.
No reward. Reward.
The filter's there, but we ain't replaced them since 1992. So
you know what I'm saying?
Good luck.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I did get sick coming back from New York. Just getting into it off wax. Yeah, I traveled back home beginning of October 6th, I think, right? Got back the 13th or so. And, yeah, man, it was like I was run down, nasally, cold, congested, looking like a Mucinex commercial. And I got the test because I didn't, I got up in my head and I know that's the worst spot to be when I'm sick.
Nah, it makes sense. You're not even getting, you should literally, even if you got like a mild like cough, you should go get tested just in case, bro.
I agree. And then I walked up to the Walgreens by my spot. They got free testing. Shouts to them. Go do it again if you have a mild cold, just like Ty said. And they denied me. I was like, hey, I'm here from.
You just walked up. You didn't make an appointment.
No, I made an appointment, and I'm there at the time. I'm like, hey, I'm here for my COVID test, and they're like, COVID test or vaccine? I was like, test. I'm already vaccinated up. You know what I'm saying? We good on that. And she's like, oh, well, you actually have to arrive in a vehicle. I was like, well,
yeah, it's a drive-through, right?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I walked here. I walked here, right? And she's like, well, most people get an Uber. I was like, you want me to get an Uber just to drive through the window? And she's like, yeah, that's what some people are doing. I was like, huh. All right.
Why can't you just walk through the window?
Don't know. I asked, and they said they didn't give me a reason. They just said, we're not going to disagree with you. And I said, okay. So
hold on. Because I've had it where like, you've ever been like somewhere where they closed down the like dining room, but the drive-through is still open. And so you're like,
they
I'm
usually
hungry,
don't let you.
But like, we walking from somewhere. And so we're like, bro, we ain't got no car. Can we just walk up to the drive-thru and order food? And like, they don't let you for some reason. It's like, you're like, yeah, you got to be in a car to do drive-thru. It's like, well, I want a fucking Whopper, and there's no other way for me to get a Whopper right now unless I do it through this drive-thru. So like, I don't understand. Like, what's the big deal? Me ordering at this thing and walking up to the window and you just giving it to me? Like, I don't understand what protocol does that fuck up? I don't know who made that rule. And it's obvious, like, because it's like, what is the downside? I want to know what's the liability of you just handing me a fucking burger through the goddamn window like regular while I'm walking. Like,
it doesn't make any sense because if they think you're a threat because you could rob the window, I'm a bigger threat in a car because I'm just pointing a gun and driving away.
Yeah, what? I don't want to. Maybe because you can get the license plate.
Or on foot is like what? Like I'm gonna drag you out of the window and
Right.
hold you hostage till I get the Whopper, son.
Now maybe I'm like, if you got a full line of cars, nah, you can't walk up to the window, bro. Like it's too much chaos, bro. But if it's like nobody's here. Bro, let me just fucking order a Big Mac, nigga. Like, what?
Clearly you're on my side with this. So, yeah, they tell me no, you have to get a car, and I don't make a scene because I'm growing mentally. And
the thing that makes me angry about that is, like, it's like the thing with America is, like, not everybody got a fucking car because cars cost money, and so do Ubers. So you're literally being, like, a homeless person who has, COVID, like probably had to go to the library or some shit just to like sign up for a test. Like, how are they supposed to get tested, bro? Somebody who don't got a car, and you know what I'm saying, they take the bus. How are they supposed to get tested? That's stupid. We literally need
you're getting political. It's like, nah, son, we get it. The vaccine tests are free, but the access to them are not. Just like voting. Oh, get them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
fuck out of here, bro. Motherfuckers need help. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. They just want to help to do normal shit. Get back to zero. We're not talking about like, yo, hey, can people get free private jets? No. People talk about, yo, can I get a vaccine from this death virus? Like, nah, bro. You fucking want a handout.
Yeah, or fucking, you can't walk. Like, I don't understand that. So how
they're telling
get tested?
You know what I'm saying? And as we know, I'm the best Turo ever. You know what I'm saying? My car's already rented out through January. You know what I'm saying? So I don't got a car, and I'm just like, yo, like, I'm not gonna mess up the money just so I can get a vaccine. So I'm like, what do I do? Oh, I got a loving girlfriend that has a car, so I'm privileged in that sense. So yeah, I use my girl's car, and I pull up. And I do the test. Mind you, I've done the test before, 1-0. Didn't have COVID the first time around. It was horrible. They stuck that thing up your nose, up to your brain.
Yeah, now you do it yourself, right?
Yeah, they give you the stick and they tell you how to do it. And boy, oh boy, that shit just as bad because you feel like you're punishing yourself. And I stuck the thing out my nose. The guy was not down for the jokes. I was trying to bust jokes left and right. Wasn't having it. He's like, bro, I see 1,000 people a day. Like, get out of here.
Also, like, you might have COVID, bro. You can't. We're not trying to prolong
Right. Yeah. That was actually true. He actually looked at me like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So yeah, did the test, no COVID. But yeah, man, you know, people in America's got some weird policies, and you know, I was victim
I was
to
a victim, bro. you a victim, bro. It's funny because literally the week before.
Are you an ally?
There you go. The week before, I had a COVID scare too, so I literally had to do the test. I didn't have it either, but I also had cold, and Katie had a sickness. We took like the at-home test and shit, and we were fine. But yeah, no, it's not fun. Not fun times. But I guess, you know, I haven't had it yet. We haven't had it yet, so thank God for that. But you know, you know how it is,
bro.
Yeah.
So I mean, with that, went home. You know, I guess reverse engineering. Went home. The goal were family and food. I was gonna say family feud. No pun intended.
I mean, you did.
You know what I'm saying? We got there, but comes with the territory. Nah, but the goal was really to connect with Emmy, man. If you guys see on my socials, every day, every week, I'm posting some content. She's growing every day, changing every day, learning, man. She's the best, honestly. Sadly, I lost my grandpa earlier last year. Or I'm saying mid last year. You know, rest in peace, the GOAT. And, you know, it's weird. Life is, you know, honoring and acknowledging death while celebrating and reviving life, and you know, getting exciting for growth and all that shit, you know. And it's cool to see her grow and learn and have a personality on her own and stuff. And she's turning into like a little young lady, you know what I'm saying? And so I went home, and that was the goal. And then also pizza, because I'm a pizza snob, and you know what I'm saying, I need to get my fix. I need to get vindicated. And boy, did I ever. So first night home, plans were to meet up with Mr. S, my homie Tony Skaggs, and my brother. We went to a pizza spot, which I showed everyone this spot in Queens, Astoria, called Bellucci's. And little hole-in-the-wall spot, legit. got a couple pies, man. They're known for their specialty pies, and they had some different ones. One of them was called the Trifecta-roni, which was 3 different sauces, vodka, marinara, and some other, house sauce with pepperoni. So, Trifecta-roni.
First of all, that sounds fucking fire. I was about to say, the homie Kingston, who's been on the show, friend of the show, he hit me up with he don't like randomness pizzas, or he don't think of like specialty pizzas as pizza. So if it's like a buffalo chicken one, or like, sometimes you see like a hamburger pizza or like a sweet and sour chicken pizza, he's like, if anything like that, that's not pizza. And I'm like, bro, what are we talking about?
It's a spectacle, you know what I'm saying? Especially,
I guess it's still pizza, bro. Like,
well, if anything, this one's more because it's just a variation of like is really good.
Yeah, that's just the sauce.
Right, exactly. So then we got another pie. I got the Venus and Mars pie, which was like vodka sauce and burrata cheese, which is like my favorite, by the way.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Burrata is like the cheesiest. It's like mozzarella, but just like even like creamier and cheesier, and it's fire, bro.
Just like sliding off everywhere.
Yeah, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if it was a person, it probably has a cool conversation. Like, it's just everything you want. So, got that. But the pizza, I'll be real, man. I keep it 100. It was like 7 out of 10. Like, nothing crazy.
Wow. We shaming the New York City pizza. What's going on now?
No, but I'm saying at that base, though. This is 7 out of 10 New York. I'm home, so I'm not basing it against anything else. You know what I'm saying?
It's a New York 7, but like Arizona 12 or something.
Oh, it was Arizona 57. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, like that's, so it's a different, understand, it's like Toe Jam and Earl when you went into a different portal.
Yeah.
I'm in a different portal, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was 7. And what's funny is I'm fucking around on the pod and the Instagram, and I'm like, yo, this is the pizza, whatever. Then the next day, man, they put up an Instagram and they're like, yo, we're going out of business after this many years.
Wow,
blah, blah, blah.
I can't believe you put them out of business. That's fucked up.
I was like, yo, is it something I said? You know what I'm saying? But then what's funny is there's like drama because apparently there's like partners, one that handles the marketing and one handles the pizza. Mm-hmm. And my brother called because he's, he needs to find out. And he's like, yo, what's going on? Like,
they told him?
No, that's his spot, bro. That's like,
okay.
He's like, are you guys going out of business or what's going on? And he's like, no, we just had a disagreement with the owner. So, we're not going out of business, but blah, blah, blah. And he's like, all right, well, your Instagram is pretty zesty right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like talking about like, yo, we opened up and we had different visions. They were
pretty much like this on Insta, bro.
Yeah, they praying on my downfall. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
I was like, what?
Tweet, they out here sending messages like NFL wide receivers. Like, I feel like they always be like, yeah, the enemy sharpens his knife. And it's like, bro, what?
You know what I'm saying? the other pizza owner was like writing Drake quotes like, don't invite me over if you have another pity party.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what? I just want to know if the slice is going to be there.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is time for y'all to reflect. Get that 7 up to an 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. But who knows? So that was them, And then that was Thursday night. Friday night, man, shouts to James Bond. You know what I'm saying? That was the plan. Go see the movie. First time in a movie theater since 2020. The fake pandemic hit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's a fake Chinese virus that was fake.
They're going to isolate this and just make it seem like you was
soundbite,
one of them, bro.
But hey, bad publicity is good publicity.
Not really.
But when COVID hit, I was out the movie theaters. Ironically, I was in the movie theater before COVID hit, and it was like there was a pandemic because there was no one in there. Rhythm section where we talked about that. But anyway, back in the theater for the first time. I was on edge. We're making jokes about how definitely just kicked the training wheels off, how I'm going to a 3-hour movie off rip, just boom, rip the Band-Aid, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm telling you, this is my first time going to the movie theater with my family who are already, if you move an inch, they're like, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. So I'm going with them, bro. Movie theater, we're in there. New York is very COVID, which is good. They're very progressive with it. You got to have a vaccination card. You got to have proof of it, all that stuff. So we're in the movie theater, man. There's these kids in front of us, like 6 or 7, like 5 or 6 of them, and they're probably like 12 years old, 13-year-old. And, we all been there. They're at the movie theater, and they're all like ordering the giant popcorns and the giant sodas, and like the total's like $80, and they're trying to like divvy up the money between them and stuff. And me and my brother are behind them. Mind you, I've mentioned my brother's like socially very funny. So I'm watching him, watching them, and I'm watching them, kind of like, they're taking forever type thing. And, my brother tells these kids, hurry it up, kids, because they're taking forever, and I'm dying laughing. So they're finally, they hurry themselves up. We get the popcorn, the soda, it's like whatever. Mind you, I was making jokes about how I couldn't sit still for the movie theater. I don't know if it was the soda. Now I know, hindsight, it was me getting sick. But I couldn't sit still because I had to pee every 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I really
you don't drink it, bro.
every 20.
Never drink. That's why especially you was in a long-ass movie. The hell you drinking for?
I wanted a soda, bro. I wanted the soda.
You wanted to take a bunch of piss breaks. That's what you wanted.
Yeah. So we get to the theater. We get in our seats. And irony will have it, those annoying ass kids are in the movie theater. I'm like, God damn it. And where do they sit, Ty? Directly behind us.
Oh man. Were they bugging? Were they wilding out?
I told my brother and my mom and my dad, like, before anything, I said, guys, I'm gonna be polite about it. But this is the first time I've been in a theater in 2 years. If they talk once, I'm telling them not to. And my brother was like, no, you have to mind your business. I was like, it is my business because I paid for this movie. So they talking, I'm part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So we're watching the movie, which it was a fire movie, can't lie. James Bond, you know what I'm saying? There was definitely some argumentative parts and leave it up to the nerds. He would never, that would never, whatever.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people who did not enjoy it, or I've seen some mixed stuff. Like I saw, like, not to give up too much because I haven't seen the movie, I still have to go. But what I've heard is that there's a new Bond in the movie, and for some reason they make you root against that Bond, which is fucking stupid. But that's the critique that I've heard. But I don't know. Right,
but as if for yes and no, but because if you're heavy in the Bond shit, you know that like. Bond is just a position that does get refilled often, you know what I'm saying?
Which is cool.
So it's, dude.
But why are you making people root against this person?
Because you're right. And there's parts that make you say, okay, so then this thing is not, there's a lot of inconsistencies, but my dad, bro, I'll give it to him. He's the arbiter of the James Bond world, bro. He knows everything. He's read all the books. He knows the backstories. My dad fucking named me Jesse, so I have the initials JB. I don't fucking know. Nah. But, you know what I'm saying? And he told me all, pretty much between Casino Royale and anything beyond that, it's all made up because there's no more books that they're referencing, right? Where all the other movies have been based off the books. And, even not to tangent, but, the argument, should James Bond be black? Should James Bond be a woman? His argument, which is good, and he's like, just write another story. Right. And then that person can be whatever. But this story is designed for a certain character. Like, right. Like, and it's kind of lazy to be like, oh, hey, just plug and play. There you go. It's like, write your own shit. You know what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, I'm with that too. Like, I'm not the person. I don't think we should just like, all right, we'll make even though, I like Miles Morales. And even then, Miles Morales, Black Spider-Man, is a different character. He's like a different character from a different universe that's Black Spider-Man. It's not, oh, Peter Parker's black now. Like I'm not really on we'll take a character that's already been like white or whatever and make them black instead of just, or like gender bending where it's like a character was already like in, a certain, gender and they're like, oh, now they're a woman. And it's like, and some parts of it, I'm like, I don't care. It don't matter that much that they do it. But I'm like, we can't lean on just doing that instead of just, creating stories for women or creating stories for people of color. Like that's better than just taking something that already exists and making them a different thing. Like that don't really give service to what what people actually want, which is just they don't want just like, I feel like that's like fake representation, you know what I mean? Like it's very thin, and
honestly it's very lazy from a creation standpoint because you're just like
it's already there, we'll just make them black. Like It's fucking lazy. It's
and then it's pretty much just being like pandering, being like, oh,
yeah, it's pandering.
It's like,
that's
y'all
all
didn't
it
do
is.
nothing.
Like, instead of being like, okay, well, if they really want to support, whether it's minorities or women, it's like, we'll find a woman or a minority who wrote a great woman character or a minority character, and then make that movie instead of taking something that already exists. You know what I mean? Because in that, in that case, not only are they, doing the representation part, but they also, advancing somebody who's black and like paying somebody else who's like, the whole thing is like trickling down. Whereas on the other side, it's like the white person who created that white character is still getting the credit for it, still getting the money for it. And all you did was change one thing to pander to be like, see, representation. Like,
we got it. We're checking boxes.
Yeah. It's like, it's funny.
Yeah.
I listened to another pod, or I just saw it was like the CIA had some like commercial about like, yeah, we have like she's like, I'm a Muslim, like non-cis whatever like person, and I'm in the CIA, and it's like, and you can be too, and it's like, what, like, why are y'all putting that out? Like, why is that the commercial? And it's like, obviously there's nothing wrong with her being in the CIA, but it's like, the CIA sucks. like, bro, all we do is like destabilize governments. I don't care that y'all like got like different people of color in there destabilizing countries that are like people of color. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, if I don't know, like, it's not the same thing, but it's like, if Republicans can't, like, the GOP is like, oh, we got black people and Hispanic people. Is like, yeah, but like, y'all, one of y'all main things is like hating black people and Hispanic people. I don't really give a shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that don't matter to me. But yeah, so it's like all fake. It's fake. Yeah. It's fake diversity. Like,
Facts, dude. Facts. And honestly, like, there's two. We can even spiderweb that shit real quick. Is like, that's my argument with. And I know it's like a wild like reference, but it's kind of the same of like, the pizza snobbery. It's like these places that are like, oh, I'm Jim and I got New York style pizza. It's like, well, you're conceding to me that your pizza is not as good as New York's.
Yeah, it's just the style.
And you're just trying to convince me. It's like, man, why don't you give yourself a little bit more respect and say this is my pizza?
Yeah.
Try it.
If you're from New York, then you just say, yeah, the pizzeria is from New York. Like, but you just stand on your name, but. I don't know. And then with the races and the replacing genders and your subverting, like you said, checking a box for the real like issue at hand, which is the representation. But if you're just like putting like makeup on it and just being like, yeah, look, see, we got it. It's like you're just trying to look for the you're not changing the process, you're changing the result. It's the female Ghostbusters. And again, like, I think there's two sides to it. Like, yes, the female Ghostbusters is dumb because it's like, just make a new story with 4 women characters. If that's what you want to do, like, do that. But on the flip side of it, like, you being that mad that they just made the female Ghostbusters, like, you're still telling on yourself. Like, like, who gives? Because it's more like, it should be more like, who gives a shit? And also, like, it's not that big deal one way or the other, but like, you shouldn't get patted on the back for it. But also people shouldn't be like ultra sexist because you did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But yeah.
And then it's also then like just same food references, like the Impossible burgers and stuff, when they're saying like, oh, you want a Whopper? Here's an Impossible Whopper. It's like, all right, so are you admitting that the food that I want is kind of better? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're trying to recreate it? Like, why?
Yeah, that's my problem with all vegan food, bro. Like, I get that their whole thing is like, most people start not vegan and they go vegan, so they try to look for things that match like things that they already like. So I like chicken wings, so let me try a vegan style version of chicken wings. But I'm like, why even just say? Don't tell me you got a vegan chicken wing. Just say you eating breaded cauliflower with with hot sauce,
buffalo sauce,
like just buffalo cauliflower. You don't need to put wings on it. You don't need to say, oh, it's a vegan steak and it's just a bean patty. Like, you just say you eating broiled bean patty. Like, who gives it? Like, and I get that it don't sound as good, but nigga, that's what you chose. You chose You chose vegan lifestyle. So that's what you're doing, bro. You fuck with these now, bro. So you better be like, say it with your chest, bro. I'm eating.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm eating air fried beans, my nigga. That's what you eating.
What side you really on? You know what I'm saying?
Like you out here hedging. I feel like you fencing it, bro. Like you 1 foot in, 1 foot out on this vegan
right,
shit.
You know what I'm saying? You hokey pokey in beef, dog?
Just dive right in, bro. Just call shit what they is, bro. It's beans, cauliflower, fucking, I don't know, weird mustard or whatever the fuck. Like, it's not mayonnaise. It's something else.
It impossible. It's impossible meat.
Like, bro,
it's impossible to meet that shit at your standards. You know what I'm saying?
It's dumb, bro. Just make everything up. Like, things that already got a name, just keep the name. Don't try to tell me it's something else that it ain't. And then, like, make your own shit up. New dishes. Like, that might get like you more likely to get me to try something if it has a new name than if you tell me it's fucking vegan meatloaf. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you be like, oh, this is a vegan, I don't know, vegan stack of some shit. Like, maybe I'll be more inclined to try it than if you tell me it's
vegan stack.
I don't know, some shit.
I know what you're talking about. Like, what's their filet mignon version?
Yeah, like you don't have to.
Yeah, I feel you.
Don't have to name it the same damn thing. Like, even if it tastes like it, you could say it might taste like this to you, but let's be honest, it doesn't. Like, no. It doesn't. And that's why I'm like, bro, just like, live your truth, bro. Like, be say that shit with your chest.
But there's some places that lie, man. Like In-N-Out Burger, who everyone is kind of divided on, but they have a thing called the veggie burger.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's literally, bro, it's a cheeseburger, but they just take out the patty. There's no veggie.
Yeah, no,
anything. It's just It's just a hollow burger. I'm like, no. You got to put a veggie patty in that shit.
Who would even want to eat that? Like, just bread and their brand of ketchup and lettuce.
Anybody in a cartoon where they're gonna bite into it and somebody takes the fucking meat out and they take it. But that's the only time I'd see it being suitable.
Like,
but
you get a grilled cheese, but it's like I feel like you're only ordering that for a kid, bro. Like, I don't know, dude. So you lost me.
Regardless, man. So so the food wise, whatever. But
sorry, it was James
Bond. James Bond, which he eats good food in the movie. But nah. And so standalone, we could do it both ways. The Spiderweb, the James Bond movie, bro. I think you'll like it because it's kind of a standoff. You don't need it to be a continuation of the last movie. If you did see the last movie, which people again were twisted on, I thought it was cool.
That was okay.
It did. If we go standalone, I'd say 4 out of 5. If we say continuation of the story, 3 out of 5.
Okay.
They threw in a couple of people that were just like lazy. They threw them in just so they could have the story.
I was a villain.
That part, Rami Malek, he was not in it the last movie. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like his story is kind of lazy. And then his rationale of his story is kind of like, okay, cool.
Sound mid after all this. Like, kind of mid.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
But like, making the new James Bond, quote unquote, the anti-hero or like not the antagonist, but it's not that. It's not like it's. No,
I didn't say it was that. I just people saying like you root against her, not in terms of like.
Nah, you know what it is, and it's more than, and this is not spoilers, but it's like when somebody you root in the NBA or you previously he was on a team you didn't like, and then he's on your team making buckets, and you're still like whatever.
Yeah, I get that.
You're not rooting against him,
but you're kind of mad they there.
Yeah, and you're just like whatever. We could have done this without you. Yeah. Like, oh, you found the key, cool. Like that type shit.
Yeah. All right, I feel you. So, but
So 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5.
Okay, that's cool. I mean, yeah, the Bonds movies have been solid. I don't really think there's been especially with Daniel Craig, there hasn't been a bad one. I know it's it kind of started off really good. Like the first 2 were excellent, and so the last 2 are kind of not as good, but they're all solid films. Yeah,
I think I liked. I mean, it's it's lazy, but I actually liked Casino Royale. Proud of all of them.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I'm gonna go see it at some point. I know
I'm down to ride if you want me to roll with. I'm down to go see it again.
Depends. I don't know when. I have no clue.
Whenever you go. Yeah, it might be on some random, but
yeah, which is the way my life's set up now. Is I gotta probably go on a Tuesday when everybody's asleep.
I'm down though. You know what I'm saying?
I know there were some other movies that we saw.
Yeah, we saw Halloween.
Halloween Kills. We can get into. I'm just trying to make sure there's no other movies that I've seen in between that time. But yeah, no. So Halloween Kills. We both saw it. I pretty much made my feelings known on the internet. But we could talk about it, bro. You can go ahead. How did you feel about the movie?
Okay, so I guess the kills that they're reiterating is they're killing the story, son. Because off rip, I'm not a movie maker. Okay, your boy's been in some movies. Okay, whatever. And I've definitely watched my fair share.
That's
and where's
true.
the easiest place to direct a movie, Ty? On the couch. You know what I'm saying? So I've directed a few on the couch. But nah, man, like, let's be real, dude. We reviewed Halloween, in 2018 when it dropped. And we talk about standalones and how those type of movies can really get you hooked and get you into the story and make you do research and backstory and have you going like, oh, that's cool. Like, you know, I can see where people have a taste for this. And that's what the first one did, man. The first Halloween, and we say first, but they intended it to be like, yo, wipe your memory of all the other movies we made. This one's actually the one. And they made it, and it was really good, man. It was like a social thriller. It had you suspense. It had you thinking like this guy may be something else. He might be whatever. It created thrill. It created, you know, hype. There was funny parts. It created good part. It was a good movie, right?
Right.
On top of being part of a well-known movie or a well-known series or whatever. So expectations super high for this one, especially because the time they took to make it, right? It was like 3 years.
Right.
Or I guess 3 years of release.
Well, I don't think it took that long. I think, and you could, I mean, watching the movie, you'd be like, there's no way they took that. They probably filmed this shit after the last movie. Like, it was done. Because I mean, we can get into it when we get into it more, but shouts to the homie Spencer, because he watched it too and we were talking about it. But it's like, this movie literally picks up right after the last movie, and so it's like literally the same night that the first movie start. And his text me was like, how fucking long is this night, bro? Like, all of this shit happened in this one night. And, like, apparently the next one is going to be, like, the same thing. Like, how long is it? Would be fucking, it's going to be, like, fucking, it's going to be, like, 3 days later by the time, like, it don't make no fucking sense. But,
and, like, yeah, we always think of, like, reference points as, like, my ass has already, like, been sleeping, and I'm like, yo, I don't know how somebody can encounter all this in one night. Like, I've already ordered DoorDash. Right. I'm already asleep. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and it's funny. Like, yo, I'm in a fire. I escaped a fire. I'm fighting people. It's like I can't.
Now,
do
granted, it's like the movies are what? So, like, the first one's probably an hour and 30, hour 45, something like that. Because I feel like horror movies aren't usually in that 2 hour mark like every other movie is. They're usually pretty quicker. You know what I'm saying? So it's probably like $140, the first movie, and this one's probably like an hour and 45 minutes or some shit like that. So it's like, that's 4 hours of the night. It's already nighttime. So unless, I mean, I think the first movie they started in the daytime when spoiler, yeah. when he escapes, like it's daytime when the prison, which is like another thing in this movie. Like there's only one like prisoner that you kind of see. It's like, what about all these other prisoners that escaped? You know what I'm saying?
Well, in the first one, it was like it was more than one day. Because remember, like she was counting down when he was going to be transferred to the different prison.
Yep, that's true.
She was plotting on that. So yeah, that was like that, and that's what was cool about that movie. It wasn't just like Project X, where it's like one night is the movie.
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah.
Dude, it's microwaved. Continue though.
But yeah, so yeah, that was one of my problems. But there's a lot of problems. Like, I forgot. I'm sorry, you started. So like, what was your main problem with the movie? Like.
So we go back to laziness factor and all this stuff, man, is like they switched the direction completely from the first one. The first one was a thriller suspense. Let's dive deep on why he's doing these
drama and shit, yeah.
Yeah. So then now this is just a straight up slasher and he has no remorse and we don't care. And like and it was off rip, bro. Like, no spoilers, but you see it in the trailer. It starts off right where the last movie picked off. So you're thinking, okay, let's go. And they even show you in the trailer that he starts killing the firefighters that come to save him. And it's like, yo, can we be real? Like, nobody thought to just, like, run away. Like,
they were just gonna fight. And it's like, this is a spoiler. So sorry, but and no, it isn't because like you see, obviously, if you know that it's a whole movie, so you're like, okay, obviously he fights these firemen and he obviously like murders them, but it's like the way that he does it is just annoying. Like, why are people like it's a big dude, right? He's like 6'8". Should have been a hooper, bro. I don't know why he wasn't dunking and shit. You out here stabbing.
He was locked
people.
up. What do you mean? He was
right,
locked
exactly.
up, son.
But it's like I feel like the thing that it was like people were coming at him 1-on-1, like this, and watching him mow somebody down and still come 1-on-1 instead of being like, "Hey, let's fucking gang tackle this nigga." like,
yeah, we talk about socialism. Firefighters are a socialist service, but if I
Right.
know my tax dollars are going to them training to fight Michael Myers like he's Shredder and they're Ninja Turtles,
right.
I'm
Nobody
out,
went
dog.
for no legs, like with the axes and nothing.
Oh,
so.
and it's like maybe spoilers, but it's not. Oh, cliche. Every object that they're gonna fight Michael Myers with, how'd they die from that object?
Yeah,
you know, it's like,
yeah.
oh no, Mr. Firefighter, better not carry that axe. Like,
Yeah, it's like, bro.
and it's like, bro, these dudes fight fires. They don't fight dudes. They swinging. They taking turns. They, my man's going up high, faking low, like he's, Conor McGregor and shit. I'm like, fam, this is not
My
it,
favorite,
you know?
my favorite thing is him like. The one firefighter like tried to blast him with the water, but the water pressure wasn't high, and that should have been the tip off of the movie because this happens in very early. And I know we're not. This is like light spoiler, but it's not really. But it's like,
And we're doing you a favor.
but it's like, bro, that shit was so weak, and it's like fires hoses are not weak at all. They blow the fucking shit out you, even if you 6'8" something. And that shit was like, it looked like a fucking water hose. It looked like the garden hose on them. I'm like, all right, man, I should have known. Like. But yeah, so there's that, but obviously the thing that made the first movie good, like you said, was that it was like on trauma. They wiped away all of the stuff that was the problem with all the other Halloween sequels. Like the main problem with like Halloween 2, or I guess it was like Halloween something. It was some dumb one.
H2O.
Halloween 3, 4, H2O, Resurrection, all those movies was that like pretty much Michael Myers was too OP. Like they had the stupid. He was like, I guess, cursed by a cult, and that's why every time they shoot him or like kick him off a building or some shit, they look down and he'd just be gone, like because he couldn't die, right? But it was like, if he can't die, how scary is that? You know what I mean? Like obviously, it's scary. If it was real life, somebody couldn't die, like that's scary. But like in a movie, it's like, all right, so there's no stakes. We just know the dude's there's nothing you can do. He's just gonna kill you, right? And this one. You know what I mean? Like in the last one, they took that back and they were like, all that shit didn't exist. It was only the first movie. He went to jail for 40 years. The person that he first attacked been like literally has been traumatized and pretty much like on edge for 40 fucking years, and hasn't really moved on with her life, even though she's had kids and, had a family somewhat. Like she never really moved on from that. And so like she's been waiting 40 years for this dude to get out so she can end this shit. And that was like a very good, and like obviously, that was a very good premise for the movie. But like this one, I don't really know. I feel like they undid all that because I feel like they turned Michael Myers into a superhero again. And like there's a lot of shit where that doesn't make sense in terms of that. And it's like I get it. I'm supposed to suspend my disbelief any movie, right? But especially I can suspend it like how this motherfucker only walks. Yeah, he never runs, only walks, but he gets, miles and miles at a time very quickly. But, I can suspend my disbelief on that somewhat. But it's like some things are just too much. You know what I'm saying? And I think the last movie, they did a really good job of not doing that. And then this one, they did a terrible job of that. You know what I mean? And I think the things that they did well was like, if you really like if you go to like these horror movies to see like cool quote unquote kills, like I guess that's a good thing that they did. But I'm like, to me, I'm not really that. It's not like I like Saw or some shit. Like I don't give a fuck about these like crazy gratuitous kills because I don't, I'm not gonna call nobody weird at all. But like that shit I don't really get that much enjoyment.
I don't even like fighting. I'm not gonna like seeing somebody killed, bro.
Like I don't get that much enjoyment out of him, like like spreading people's guts and shit. Like I don't like and like they would feel like, yeah, the kills are very like creative. I was like, I guess that's something like that's weird to me, but I get it, bro, because like I'm not that kind of I'm not a big horror movie guy personally, but I'm also, you know, the ones that I do watch are like these ones. Like I watch slashers because like I don't know why I got the exception for that, but it's like I'm not like in it to be like, oh man, the way that they kill people was crazy. Like, nah, I'm not really.
Well,
I'm
you
not
know,
really
it's funny
with
is
that.
like watching like or like street fights or something, like or hood videos or something. It's like the extent is when you see a dude sleeping, they're like, all right, enough, yo, enough. But like in these movies, it's like they'll slit the dude's throat, pull his lungs out. They're like, yo, enough, yo, he's good.
Yeah.
I think he's asleep. It's like,
Right,
he is, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was like it was all that shit just kind of made me mad, and then there were storylines in the movie that like I felt like they were trying to make like a social commentary on like mob mentality in the movie, because that was a big thing about like the town banding against him.
Yeah.
And so but it felt like they were trying to, in the middle of this movie that like had a lot of shit that don't make sense, they were trying to make this larger point about society. And I'm like, I get what you're trying to do, but why? And it's like that
what's more evil? A guy with a mask and a knife killing people, or people judging people? It's the guy killing
people. Like, I don't get me wrong. The people, people jumping to conclusions and the crazy shit they might do in a mob is scary too. But like, this wasn't a movie for that. This wasn't a movie for that. But yeah, so yeah, that whole
you guys want to sit and reflect while he's out here with the blicky? I'm good.
Yeah, that whole storyline was just dumb to me. So like that, you could throw that all out. I did see a homie that I went to college with. He said like one thing that they did do well in these, at least both of these movies, is like develop side characters. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I get that. Like they kind of give you the backstory on some of the people who were like from the first movie that they kind of brought back, and like other people. But it's like they developed the side characters, but I feel like it came at a cost to like main characters. I'm not gonna say like the whole thing, but like me and Katie were talking about it. We're just like, they got somebody all up in these trailers, and they don't really do that much in this movie, so it's kind of some false advertisement shit. So
it's kind of like Drew Barrymore in Scream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like all over the posters and shit. You watch that movie, like, oh shit,
yeah, that's weird. Like, seems unnecessary. But and then it comes down to the fact that they're trying to make another one, and so you realize that like this was just filler, bro. This is like when if anybody watched the Walking Dead TV shows, it's like if you remember those, or even early on, it was like they'd have like the crazy first episode when they come back from season, and then you'd have 9 episodes of filler until something crazy happens in the finale. So that's pretty much what this was. I feel like
it's basically the inside of a marshmallow. It's fluff, baby.
Yeah, just fluff.
You know what I'm saying?
Fluff, a random like social commentary, and like wild logic from in terms of me wondering how Michael Myers is doing certain things, and then also wild logic from like the decisions the characters make. And it's like somebody tried to say some of the decisions characters make you can see because they're scared, because there's a motherfucker going around murdering people. And it's like, I get that to an extent, but like, when it's like one character is like, okay, this motherfucker has mowed down multiple people like in one setting. Let me take them on by myself. No backup. Like, and it's like, okay, all right. That's a little much,
Yeah, and it's like, oh, he's got a knife. Let me go get a baseball bat. I was nice in high school. Like,
come on, bro.
So, not that we're students of film or nothing, or experts, but I will say there's a unique, I guess, duality and like a contrast to sports success patterns and movie, I guess, unsuccessful patterns. Like with sports, bro, it's like a successful team, like in a crunch time when they execute something, you'd like to see that often, because you're like, all right, this is the key to success. If they keep doing this, they'll be good. Throw it on third down, shoot the 3 at this time, whatever, right? But in a movie, if you can start predicting scenes or what they're going to take,
what's not happening, it's bad.
Because in the first one there was, and I'm not going, and this is, we're not going to give spoilers, so I can't unravel this. But in the first one, if you saw it, there's a lot of like I don't even know what the term is, but like they kind of lure you in and they think you're going to lead you in this one direction.
It's subversion. They subvert.
Yeah, this is a hard turn. Like the
yeah,
last
like
minute.
they lead you to say like, oh, I'm gonna guess what's gonna happen, and they do something else. Like some people like they subvert what what you think that they're gonna do. A lot of times people people do it too much, where it's like you just doing it just to do it. But I feel like they did a good job of like balancing the two of like some predictability, because it's like it's a movie that no movie is new right now, but it's like still taking it in interesting ways where you don't feel like you just guessed the whole movie. Yeah.
What I'm saying is, if it comes to a point, just like a bad sports team, if you're like, man, they're gonna fumble here or they're gonna throw an interception.
Yeah.
If I can predict like where the movie's gonna go, not to say I'm an expert, but if it's one of two things, then I start thinking like, all right, well, I'm not there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I can start putting it in that box. Like, yeah, the movie was kind of corny because I saw that shit coming.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, well, it's a slasher movie. You should have seen it coming. It's like, nah, the first one had me guessing, bro. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. That's kind of where I was at with it. And, we sound like snobs or whatever, but
nah.
It was bad. It was bad.
I don't think
bad,
we don't,
bro.
because I think we're in the majority right now. I don't think I like Rotten Tomatoes not the end all be all. I think it got like a 32%. But if you want to look at more like a consensus thing, I think the fan thing is only like 60 or 50 or something like that. And I know it's like real deal horror movie people probably like it more so than, because again they come for the kills and shit. And I think the casuals or like people who like movies in general are like watching it and they're like, yeah, nah, I don't really fuck with it. Like obviously the motherfucker who actually still like Halloween H2O might still fuck with this, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? I'm not really with it. So I mean, maybe
I'm sure there's a body of people that like are like, you're not out in these Michael Myers streets.
And I get that. Like, bro, if you really fuck with it and it spoke to you and that level of your fandom, like that's cool. I'm not saying you can't enjoy it. I'm saying to me it was garbage, and and that's just kind of what that is, bro. Like that's all. Like I'm not yucking yo yum. I'm just telling you that shit don't taste good to me. So it it kind of is what it is. But I'm
upset because I fucking hyped it up and I was looking forward to that shit. That's why I'm upset. It has nothing to do with how bad it was. I'm upset because y'all hyped it up and took too long. Give me that movie a year after. I'm cool.
The reason why it took long is because COVID. It was supposed to come out last Halloween. And that's the only reason it was delayed a year and it came out.
I thought you were going to say because he was stuck in a fire, bro.
No. It was supposed to come out last year, so we would have been already over it. But like they could have dropped it last year. Nobody would have cared. It'd have been the same. I think they might have made a shit ton of money still. So they're definitely going to come out with the last one. I know Danny McBride, the dude from Eastbound and Down and This Is the End. He's the one who, him and some other guy that I don't know the name, wrote the movie, and they wrote the first one too. So it was like weird that they were so good in the last one and kind of like fell flat on this one. But maybe they'll bring it back. Maybe they just wanted to get it to this last movie, because I heard the theory was that they made the first one and they had first thought of it being like a trilogy, but then they were like, nah, let's make it kind of like a one-off, and like if it does well, maybe we'll do more. Which if you watch the first one you can see, because they definitely that could have been the end of the whole thing. Like they didn't have to do anything more. They could have ended the whole thing.
Yeah, the first one could have. Yeah,
yeah, they could have ended, and like they made it like that on purpose. But then once it made so much fucking money, they were like, well, obviously we have to do more, because that's how studios work. Like they try to. That's why there's the first Paranormal Activity made a bunch of money off of like $12,000 budget, and now there's like 80,000 Paranormal Activities that nobody ever wants to fucking see. You know what I'm saying? Like. So obviously,
Clerks had a budget of like $300, and it's a fucking $1 billion movie now.
Right, and so they, they're gonna make more. So, but yeah, maybe they'll pull it together in this last one. I don't know, but
I was upset, dude, and I was upset, but that's it.
Yeah, I know we got Katie just hit me with the text that Mari's on nap time almost, so we gotta roll through this a little bit. We both kind of started Dune and fell asleep.
Yeah, so we'll save that. We'll sandbag it. No pun intended.
All I got from the movie is Zendaya got blue eyes for some reason, and there's a bunch of sand. And yeah.
And I know Timmy C has made it fully, because I got homies that tell me that I have a body of people that hate on Timmy C.
That's
talking about overrated.
Timothy Chalamet, bro.
my man made it. He's my man crush. No cap.
That's wild, bro.
You know, I like it because it's like if I brought him to the gym, I'm like, you know, I am bigger than him. So it's
I don't think he can put on muscle. I don't think it's possible. It's like Kevin. He's like Kevin Durant. Like nothing Kevin Durant does, he just can't put on muscle, bro. It's impossible.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. So now, shouts to the first 10 minutes of that movie I saw. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's dope.
I've only heard good things. You know, somebody invited me to go to the movies tonight to go see it too, and I was just like, I'll probably watch it at the crib. Which is like, part of me was like, I should have probably went to the movies because it's like at the crib, I'm way more likely to look at my phone or like, you know, and see what's going on. But I'm like, I probably got to pay like hella close attention to this movie because I never read the books and I have no clue what any of the shit they're talking about. So I probably can't be looking at my phone. And if I was at the movie theater, I don't really feel like it feels like less of a choice to like be deep in because you're more immersed into it. You know what I'm saying? We don't got surround sound, which we probably should get at some point. So it's not like, you know, you don't feel like you're there. So I'm like, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna try to watch it again tonight, see what's cracking. But then again, Insecure is back and Curb, and so who knows? So maybe I'll try at some point this week. But
insert Curb Your Enthusiasm.
There you go. You know
what I'm saying?
But it looks like we've arrived to our favorite part of the week. Burn songs of the week, bro. What you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I'll tie it up a little bit. It's something we didn't touch on real quick. It was like, you know, the theme was when I was back home, it was about like being myself, being happy, being the part of Brooklyn that like I feel like I fit in, you know, mixing with the people, being on the basketball courts, just messing around. And one of the parts in Manhattan, one of the nights in Manhattan, these dudes were blasting music from their motorcycles, and they were blasting an iPhone by Rick Ross.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just vibing, and I just started dancing with them, and they were loving it, bro. I was like pulling out my phone from the fanny pack because we team fanny pack, and I was just like, I'm on my iPhone, you know what I'm saying? And they were loving it, bro. And I was just like, yo, this is like home to me, you know, like where I could just be me, and I'm welcomed by other people that are a version, you know what I'm saying? Because they're from my planet. So that song made me feel that way. So I'm going to rock it for Song of the Week. Going Rick Ross, iPhone.
I'm on the cut. I'm on my iPhone.
I'm selling dope.
Shoebox, no shoes in them. So, you know, I usually do, you know, bangs, box, and slap. I'm not going to do that. I'm just because I got so many albums that we kind of missed on the little hiatus. One of the albums that came out was Don Tolliver's Life of a Don. Pretty fire. I would say definitely check it out. One of my favorites of the year. And then one of my favorite songs on there was Flocky Flocky with Travis Scott. You got, you know, Travis Scott been kind of mailing in these features, so this is like a good Travis Scott feature. And you know, I feel like Travis Scott been kind of iffy since what's it called? Astro World. Everything since then has kind of been, and he hasn't put out any albums or anything, but it's like features wise or random songs that he's dropped been kind of you know what I'm saying? And he's never been like the biggest, like the greatest rapper or anything like that, but I feel like he always would be able to put a song together, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, it was
this
a good
is a wild reach, but the Allman Brothers back in like the 80s or whatever, or 70s, there was like their thing was like you could, all of their songs sound the same, so you could just press play, and if you just like were randomly to hit edit, like that's what their engineer did, just like cut it and slice, like it was a party sub. He's like, that's kind of what Cactus Jack or other fucking
Travis because like, he just takes whatever
just kind of stuff.
A producer comes to him and he just like make it darker, like that's every,
this
is every song. Yeah, I get it. Also some other albums that dropped out, like the homie Loot from Dreamville dropped the album. If you don't know who that is, he was in the what's the song? The song with J. Cole and DaBaby, and it was him on there. He had the second verse on the song.
I don't even know the name of it, but I know it's like, and then DaBaby had the verse.
Yeah, that's like one of DaBaby's best verses.
He's standing in the middle of the street. Yeah, whatever.
Man, you got the sample. Why am I blanking? Hold on, I can look it up. Every time I can do this.
Letterman, they just cap. I just let him in. Yeah, I know.
And him being like he was going to class and stuff. Under the Sun. There we go. It's that song.
Yeah.
Luke is the second verse, which is he got a good he got a good verse on there too. But he dropped a whole album called Goldmouth, which is pretty good, I would say. Go check that out. My favorite song off that joint is the one with Jid and Saba called Bird Song. And then another album that came out, I told you about Fuck Around and Find Out by Zach Fox on the last pod. I know that's what started out.
F-A-F-O.
It's Fat-Fo, yeah. He dropped a whole album called Shut the Fuck Up, Talking to Me.
STFU.
Yeah.
TM.
And like, yeah, he's a comedian. People who are like frequent on Twitter know him. He'd be saying wild shit all the time, but no, the album's actually pretty good. Like, Fuck Around and Find Out might be the best song on there, but like, you got a song called that's good. You got a song called Bane, that's pretty good on there, and then the main song, Shut Up the Fuck Up, Talking to Me, is also pretty good. If you like alternative shit, this girl named Pinkpanthress dropped the album. People who know about her know that she's infamous for like 1-minute songs. So it's like, bro, she hate being in the studio, man.
She got things to do, bro.
She dropped a 10-song album, and that whole thing is 18 minutes. So it's like, okay, like less than 2 minutes a song. But you know, if you fuck with indie shit, like alternative shit, like it's really good. I would say check that shit out. And a lot of shit dropped. Young Thug dropped an album called Punk. I thought it was supposed to be like a rock album. It was not a rock album. It was just like slower stuff of Young Thug. So if you like kind of more so like the beats aren't as like up and trappy as usual with Thug, I would say check it out. I enjoyed a decent amount of it.
Didn't he recently? He had an interview and he was thanking somebody or calling somebody out, something about it.
I don't know.
Promoting his album, but it was something. It was like, it was something about Kanye or something. I don't remember.
You told Kanye because he's supposed to be on. He was on Kanye's album, and I think he told Kanye like, if you don't put my verse on, because Kanye's notorious for like getting verses for people and like not using them. So he's like, if you pull my verse off your album, we're not friends. I'm not talking to you again. Like that's what he told me. Okay. He's like, I'm not like we're not. I'm just like I'm gonna delete your number. Like I'm not gonna talk. Like I'm just not. And so, yeah, that's funny. Thug is funny, but I would say skip the first song because that one is just wild because he just, at one point, he's just like, yeah, I was talking to my mom and then she got hit by a car. And then it's like, he's like slow talking and he's just like, yeah, I always knew I was never going to be gay. And it's like, wait, what? I was like, bro, Thug, what the hell? So, yeah, skip that first song.
That Macklemore one where he's like, when I was 7 years old.
Yeah, that's what it was kind of. It was kind of like that, but it was like, what? And so, yeah, skip that one. But the next one's good. Stress with J. Cole. J. Cole versus Fire. I would say check that one out. The one with Future peeping out the window is pretty good. I like Scoliosis is pretty good. And then Bubbly with Drake and Travis Scott is also good. I would say check that shit out. And then Maxo Kream dropped the album. I'm gonna see what the hell it's called. Weight of the World. Very good storyteller, rapper out of Houston. So if you like dudes kind of like that kind of give you stories about their life and shit, really, really good. My favorite song off there is What I Look Like featuring Freddie Gibbs.
Was it Key Glock? No, that's Russian Cream.
Yeah, that's Russian Cream. Key Glock is a dude from Memphis. So
that's okay.
Yeah, Maxo Kream is from Texas, Crip. You always be talking about Crip shit. And then the last thing that dropped this weekend was Wale's new album, Forlorn 2. If you're a big Wale fan, you probably knew. He had a couple features on there. He had Poke It Out with J. Cole, which I was kind of like, on. You know, I had heard some of the other songs, like the one with Chris Brown, Down South, even though I like that song, also on here. I got to listen to it again. I was kind of working, so it was kind of like in one ear, out the other. Nothing really caught me like that. But I did like the title track, New Balances. Was pretty good. Name Ring Bells. Tiffany Nikes also is a good song off of there if you want to check that one out. But yeah, those are the songs of the week. I know it was a lot. I had to get through these albums. So
yeah, there's a lot of music, bro. You always be hitting the streets hard with the new shit. I be sending you music that's old to you, new to me, but I'm like, that's reference point, baby. So everything's right. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you sent me the Jack Harlow song from like a year ago.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, have you heard of Big Sean?
That is crazy freestyle.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
he's talking about this girl he doesn't fuck with. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nah, man. Shouts to getting back on the pod, man. Therapeutic release, you know what I'm saying? I talk to the universe. I talk to my guy, DJ Butter, Daddy Butter, you know what I'm saying? Someone's got to put up with me week in, week out, you know what I'm saying? I'm back from the Mecca, the world hometown that is New York, but I'm back here in Arizona. You know, I'm talking about making, New York, my own lifestyle, New York lifestyle in Arizona, making a way possible, controlling my environment, you know what I'm saying? And it starts with, like I said, talking to the universe and my guy, DJ Butter, man. So shouts for you to putting up with me week in, week out. We got some brands, some sponsors. Don't got my bracelet right now. It broke while I was back home. So
damn, bro.
Talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Phillip, you got to get me right real quick. But shouts to the homies, Sunday Scaries. You know, everything's spooky season. They got the new flavor, Scary Scaries. Grape, you know what I'm saying? It's not my thing, but I'm sure a lot of people like grape. But more importantly, it's not for the taste. It's for the effect. Take some, chill. Promo code Bucketup, you get 20% off. You know, shouts to that. You know what I'm saying? There's people that know about us, and shouts to you because, we salute you. But for Ty, to fill you in, for those that don't and new to the wave, Ty, let them know where they can find us, B.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're listening to us on right now, but you can find us on all of the streaming podcast applications. We're on for iPhone homies. We're on Apple Podcasts. On Spotify, we are on there. Also, make sure you follow us on Spotify. I think there's a little bell thing now on Spotify. You can click that, and then it'll notify you every time we drop a new podcast. That way you just know and you can get it. And also, there's a little bell in the top corner now to show you your recent podcast. So it makes it way more easier if you don't want to. If you already pay for Spotify and you don't want to, you kind of want to use one app for your podcast. First of all, Spotify not paying us. I wish that was the case, but I thought that was a pretty good feature because I got some podcasts that are Spotify only and some that are other places. So I'm like, this is kind of gets rough, going back and forth, but that's a new way to do it. And then also we're on SoundCloud, we're on Google Play, we're on Stitcher Radio. Also, if you want to see our faces, we're on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Jesse's doing the Vogue pose for you because we're audio podcast too. But yeah, so yeah, you check it out on there. And if you want to interact with the show, obviously hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On Facebook, we are, the Bucketup Podcast. And then on Instagram, we're at the Bucket Hat Boys. And then on Twitter, we're at Bucketup Podcast. You can hit up Jesse at JB Speaks. And then me at Tylante, a.k.a. I think I'm still Pico de Negro. But yeah, you can hit us up there if you got anything about the show, any questions, anything you wanted to talk about, anything we talked about on the show that you disagree with. If you really fuck with Halloween and you want to yell at us, that's cool. Halloween Kills, hey, that's cool. Any of that shit, just hit us up.
Yeah, for sure, man. Also, if you if you have a reasoning on why you like Halloween Kills and we missed it, let us know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I wanted to like it, so if you can pull me the other way, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Shouts to that, man. Shouts to you for putting up with me. Shouts to the Buckets. But yeah, for the Bucket Boys, we on to the lab to cook some other content. You know what I'm saying? It's in the mix. Check it out. But yeah, man. Kid JB, DJ Butter, Daddy Butter. For the Bucket Boys, we out.
Cheer.
Yeah, it's funny. My brother, when I was back home, Danny brought up, he's been listening to us heavy, and he brought up when we were talking about how when you go to a restaurant, there should be a balance between how full you get opposed to, we were saying you should get bang for your bite or whatever, or buck for your bite. And he told my brother that story because my brother was the one that took me to that foo restaurant that was $400, and it was my toe was full. My brother just he's so funny because he took not offense to that, but he's like, Jesse, let me take you to Red Robin. I was like, I would have rathered that, I was saying shit
all right.
And then, just digs deep and oh, you don't know food. I'm like, bro, I eat food. I know food. What kind of statement is that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was funny because he was bringing that up. He's like, and I was like, nah, man. I was like, I like food just like the rest of them, but there's a limit, B.
Right. think I did this wrong.
What?
I think I did this wrong. Let me start over.
Kel was flexing last night at the fucking, like, he's a sneakerhead like that.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
dope,
for
man.
sure.
He got, this is dope. So he brought a pair of Easter 11s, a pair of, like, some 4s, or I don't even act like I know. He brought some Jordans that he was going to flip. And before even there, 2 minutes, some dudes are already jumping on, yo, what do you got? Blah, blah, blah. You trying to sell those? And he's like, yeah, you know. And then he was like, I want the Kobe Grinches, and but Kel got small feet, so he's like, it's gonna be hard to find my size. So we're going everywhere trying to find his size, and it's like 7.5, 9.5, like not finding it. And I finally find it, and he was able to get one of his pairs off for that straight up. So he got that for that. So he got the Grinches that he wanted, and then he wanted the university ones, the UNCs, and those were like 400. And he was asking the dude if he would trade the 2 that he had for the 1, and the guy wouldn't take it. But then there was some guy just kind of hovering over the booth, and Kel convinced the guy to buy him the sneakers, and then Kel gave the guy just the 2 sneakers he had. And then that way the guy was out of pocket 400, but then he just got those 2 sneakers that were like 1,100 combined.
Huh.
And now, so then he can just go sell those 2 and get his money back plus probably 700. And Kel got the sneakers he wanted. So Kel came up on both pairs of sneakers he wanted with $0.
That's crazy.
He came up, and both the Grinches and those the UNCs were probably combined around $1,200, $1,300, and he got them for 0. I was like, damn, bro, you did it right. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
You know, and that's what it's. And it was funny though because they're all dead stock, and I'm like, well, now that you got these sneakers, are you gonna rock these? He's like, oh, I'm not gonna wear them. I was like, all right.
Are you just gonna keep them?
Yeah, until
so
next time, so he flips, but it worked out in his favor. I'm like, all right, like,
yeah. That's why I feel like so many sneakerheads just kind of they just like get shoes and then they hold on to them. It's like, yeah, you know.
Nah, yeah, not. And then what's funny is like I was true to myself too because like I was looking everywhere for something that I liked and nothing popped out to me, and I was like, I'm not gonna like I really don't wear Jordans. It's just not my thing, and right. I'm like, I'm not gonna buy a pair just to say like, oh look, I got these. Like a pair of Jordans from SneakerCon is no different than a pair of Jordans from somewhere else. So yeah, it just felt like forced. I was like, none of this shit pops out to me, but the hoodie and the shirt that I got speaks to me.
Mm.
I got a shirt that says "Don't be a op."
Thanks.
It's funny.
All right, you ready? Gotta scroll down to the second one after fake diversity in movies. I had to redo the whole.
Okay. On this episode of the Bucketup podcast,
Jesse talks about his return to New York.
I'm always being a pizza snob.
Jesse reviews the new Bane movie.
Fake diversity in Hollywood's whack.
We review Halloween Kills.
We both fell asleep watching Dune, but it was good so far.
Music reviews for Don Tolliver, Young Thug, Pinkpanthress, Maxo Kream, Wale, and much more. Cool.